Most people simply pulled to the side of the road to snap a picture by the "Tequila makes it better" sign that some genius had erected by the marker off the highway before continuing on down to a livelier key. Any sort of festival was bound to be the talk of the town. The New Crusaders, a revolutionized order of the Pagan Druids, I read out loud, raising an eyebrow at my screen. Sounds like radicals. Some may call us that, said a voice to my left, and I jumped. I hadn't realized that someone had slipped past my privacy screen to wait politely at the entrance to my shop. At least 6 feet tall and rail-thin, a man who reminded me of Gandalf stood at my door. His hair and beard flowed in long, gray waves over his forest green ritual cloak, and his feet were encased in butter-smooth leather boots. That explained why I hadn't heard his entrance. "Hello," I said, unaccountably wary. "Hello. I wanted to see if I could arrange readings for some of my group this weekend." "I'd have to check my schedule," I said, pointedly not reaching for my schedule. Something about this man's vibe was making me reluctant to help him. "I'll wait," he said with a smile. "What's your name?" "I am Horace, the founding member and the organizer of this weekend's festival," Horace said. "And what is this festival for exactly?" "Why, to celebrate the earth, the sky, the ocean, all the natural beauty of this place. And this weekend is the full moon, which also coincides with the equinox. We'll be celebrating the Mabon festival to prepare us for the darker time of the year," Horace said, sweeping his hand around in a grand gesture. I swear, his eyes seemed to light up when he talked about the darker time of the year. And what was he doing wearing a ritual cloak outside of an actual ritual? Even I knew that's frowned upon. "In Tequila Key? Granted, we've got a stunning coastline, but we are a fairly cluttered little town if you hadn't noticed." "You've got some lovely natural spaces outside of town for us to set up in. There's a private campground that we've rented out. You're welcome to come. In fact, I insist," Horace said gravely. "I'll get back to you on that one, Horace. I'm sorry, but I have a telephone appointment at 11. I'll be sure to let you know about my availability this weekend." "Cheers," I said, smiling brightly, and reached for my phone. Horace held my gaze for a moment, his eyes so light a gray that they were almost white, before nodding once and padding silently from my room in his leather booties, and leaving me with an unsettled feeling as I picked up my phone to call my client. Chapter 2. That was a little intense, Luna observed later that afternoon as the last of her clientele wandered from the shop, their hands full of goods. I'd just finished my last appointment and had stepped into her side of the shop to size up the damage. "Sales look to be good," I said, noting that Luna's crystal tables had been picked over, as well as her handmade soaps and elixirs. Her normally impeccable shelves were disturbed, and I swear I saw a muscle in her cheek twitch as she assessed the disarray in her coolly elegant shop. "Yes, quite good," Luna murmured as she moved to a shelf, pulling forward bottles of frankincense oil and straightening them so that their pretty white and gold labels faced forward. Sighing, I walked over to the worn barn beam farm table with crystals scattered across the top. Knowing Luna, we'd never get out of here and to our after-work cocktail until order was restored to her displays. "You'll need to restock your crystals," I said, as I tried my best to rearrange some of the larger pieces of quartz that were left on the table. Luna waved a hand from across the room. "I've got a new shipment in tomorrow. I'll be fine." "So what do you think of this, Pagan festival?" I asked, tucking my hair behind my ear and doing my best to smooth my face into as non-judgmental an expression as possible. Luna snorted, an unladylike sound coming from her delicate features. "I know you don't particularly like pagans, but I'm kind of interested in going," Luna said. "It's not that